So I've been here in England for a while now, and most people who know that are really excited for me to think, okay, you're abroad, you're seeing stuff of the world, so, that must be really fulfilling. It's not. The only thing that traveling does to you is it makes you want to travel even more, travel even farther, travel even harder. I don't even know what that means. So I compiled a list of all the places that I haven't been yet that I still want to go to. Number one is Guam. So I watch a Korean reality show, and one of the Korean moms is a famous actress, and apparently she came from Guam. I thought that doesn't really sound typically Korean, but it couldn't be foreign, right? It is. And it's a territory of the United States, so they actually speak English over there. So that really sounds like a good place to be. They speak English, and the weather is good. So they went there during one episode, and they showed a place called the Two Lovers Point, which apparently is some kind of monument for, well, love, basically. And, a lot of people go over there for romantic trips or propose to their significant other. And I don't know how sad it would look if I went there on my own, but if I ever get a romantic relationship, it'd be cool to go there together. Speaking of tropical islands, how about Hawaii though? And lately I've been a little bit more interested in visiting the place because Pokemon Sun and Moon apparently are gonna take place in Hawaii. Did you see that official Nintendo commercial that they made that kind of announced the start of Pokemon? It's about, you see this cute little Japanese boy with his mom, and they land, and you notice that he's in Hawaii. So he doesn't know the language, he doesn't speak English, he goes to a school, and even though the kids seem pretty cool, he doesn't really know how to make friends because of the language barrier and the culture shock, and he's just so awkward, and I felt so sad for him. And then he actually got the new Pokemon Sun and Moon games with the Nintendo, and he could read the Japanese but see the Hawaiian background. And then when he drives home with his mom, he actually sees other kids playing Pokemon, and he just kind of comes over and it's like really cute. And he's like, Pokemon? And they're like, Pokemon! It's universal language. You wouldn't understand if you're not into it. Honestly, so before I lost all my money, I thought after graduation, I'm just going to disappear. I'm gonna fly to Iceland, find a steep cliff, and just throw myself off of it. There is a place called Skogavos, which is in the south of Iceland, and they have this really beautiful waterfall that is very famous there and a very popular tourist attraction. So I thought that seemed like a very creative way to go if I jump from there. But it's also just 5 kilometers from the seacoast, so if that is a little bit too obvious because everyone's watching, I could just travel a little bit south and yeah, finish myself off like that. I've never been to Africa. I think a pretty good place to start would be Egypt, just because I know the mythology, I know the stories, and I want to go to Cairo and just get completely disenchanted because apparently that's how it goes. I remember having a dream once where a friend of mine locked me up in a sarcophagus while we were visiting a pyramid, and like for days afterwards, I was still mad at him, even though he didn't really do it in real life. Sorry for that, Timo. So my adoptive grandmother was from Indonesia, and one of my oldest friend Lynn is 25% Indonesian. So she went to Indonesia and visited Bali and all those beautiful islands, and kind of, went back to her roots a little bit. The beaches are really good food. I'm down. One thing that really bothers people when they're in Indonesia is the fact that at 5 a.m., you hear the prayers from the mosques through the whole country. But, I've been to Pakistan, so I can deal with that. Talking about Africa. No, Wakanda is not a real country, Nadia. You can't go there. I get it, I get it. I actually know a couple of people who come from Eritrea. It is a relatively small country on the east coast of Africa. So I thought, I don't really know that much of Africa, so it'd be kind of cool just to go to a country that, friends of mine have a connection with. Or rather than going down, I could go up. I mean, I haven't seen anything of Scandinavia. So, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden. I mean, apparently they have beautiful landscapes, friendly people, metal music, YouTubers. So, I should just go for it, I guess. You know what? I've never officially been to Ireland. And by officially, I mean I did land at the airport in Dublin and did like this weird American immigration thing and flew over to Boston, but I never actually went to Ireland. And I saw a patient yesterday and I had to ask him to keep repeating himself. And after a while, I thought, did this guy maybe have a stroke? Because I have a real difficulty understanding him. Turns out he just came from the northern part of Ireland. So I don't have my driver's license yet, but I want to get it this year as quickly as possible. And then hopefully, maybe next summer, if I could find someone to join me. What about a road trip through America? Like, it's super stereotypical, but it sounds like a dream to me. I mean, I've only been to like East Coast, Boston, New York, that sort of stuff. A little bit of Midwest, a little bit of Florida, a little bit of Cali, but all the rural parts in between seem quite interesting too. And lastly, the number one country that I would want to go to if you gave me permission and the possibility to go to this place, I would just pack my bag and go. And I just want it. And maybe part of it is the fact that I can have it. And that's the reason why I want it so badly. Boys and girls, I'd like to go to India. So yeah, even though my eldest comes from India, my father, who came after, was born in Karachi. That's a city in Pakistan. And that's the reason why they won't let me into the country. The P word and the I word are just, they're not into that. My grandparents were Indian, and that really isn't enough. So those are all the countries that I want to go to, if I had time or money. And right now I have neither. So I'll just look up pictures and videos and Tumblr and daydream about a better life, which is what I've been doing for many years. So I'm used to it by now.